Okay, how's everybody doing? Um, Been a while, but I've been working on some cool stuff, and I wanted to start with this thing. This is the July car of the month vehicle. This is the Fly Swatter. It is my highway patrol heavy truck. Uh, the Gaslands UK car of the month competition for July was, of course, highway patrol. And so this started life as a Jada True 164 scale Ford Excursion. And so it's mostly 3D printed parts and John Deere tractor tires. And these are the original wheels, I think, that were on it, the front wheels. And then all the police officers are 3D printed. Um, but it's a pretty simple build because the vehicle itself was already a SWAT vehicle. It was already black, and this was just a clear plastic thing. I just painted it. Um, so it was a bit of a challenge to really make something that was worthy of the competition, that was already um, what I wanted. Because I just basically took the if it's not broke, don't fix it thing. So I saved the SWAT logo here. That was on the original thing, but it was kind of a more glossy black. So I painted around it to kick the gloss down with just some basic black and masking tape made the blue stripes. Um, Armor plating came from Halen Terrain. So I'm still using those pieces. And it's minigun turret. And then you got the guy up here with the machine gun. I'm counting that as a submachine gun, crew fired. And it's got heavy machine guns at the front. And the ram at the front. And it's got the napalm droppers at the back. And you got the suspension. Got the little drills on the side. I really like how this turned out. So first off, of course, we'll talk about the main feature of this build is this little fella here. He's I printed these are actually supposed to be a driver figure for Gaslands, but when I was looking at my bits box, he looks like he's wearing handcuffs. Let's see if we can get here a little closer so you can see. So I painted it as handcuffs, and then I took floral wire and I wrapped it up real tight to make the small chains. So he's handcuffed and then chained around the ankles, and then the handcuffed and around the waist, and then he's cuffed around the front of the ram. So the idea is that this is what happens to car thieves in the wasteland, because with Gaslands cars, it's kind of like the Wild West with horse thieves. It's one step below murder, pretty much, and so that's what I figured would be kind of the funny thing about it. I know a lot of people were doing lighted builds, and I was going to do lights, but normally when I do lights, I just rip the guts out of something that already lights up and kind of just plant it. And I've got some LEDs, but I'm not really sure how to do wiring from scratch, and what kind of batteries to use and stuff like that. So I just painted it, and then I highlighted it, and fairly simple. Rust and dust. But the driver, again, he's 3D printed. But I did use a little plastic, I'm trying to think of the Dark Alliance guy's head, because that head of that figure didn't really print very well. So I decapitated it and put another figure's head on. We got this female cop here, and her trusty canine. And so I like the... I know SWAT usually wears all black, but I decided to do light blue and dark blue, so it shows up better with the black of the vehicle. And then you got the old man here with his pistol, and you got the guy up here with the leather police jacket and the 9 on there. Yeah, because this is a K9 unit, SWAT K9. So let's see if we can zoom in here a little bit. You kind of see the grizzled old fella here with the pistol. And so yeah, I like how it turned out. I'm pretty happy. And you got the siren here and minigun turret. So, and of course it turns. This is a cheap plastic Chinese tank toy, and it's gonna be hard to see in there, but what I did was, when I chopped it out, in order to fit it in there and keep it in, I basically drilled a hole, stuck the piece through, and then I used a lighter to melt the plastic and form kind of a mushroom underneath the metal, and then so it's got a spinning piece like that. So it's hard to see in there to show that, but you know, that's how it turns. But I think it works. You know, lots of blue and red lights that were painted on here, trying to at least make it look like it's lit up. But so yeah, that's that one. And I don't know if I'll win this month because, again, you know, using the KISS principle, it looks good, but I don't know if the judges will like the fact that I kept the SWAT logo and stuff from the original model. But if they do, that'd be great. Of course, there's always so many really good entries. It's hard to say for sure. But that's not all I was working on. I was working on some Beverly. And this is my Beverly heavy truck. And put my lighter up. So this one is a mix of my temporary tattoo method and nail art decals. I just picked this up as a technique to do, and I found these on sale on Amazon, and so I started using them, and so I like how that turns out. It really does look good on this truck. It's basically twin heavy machine guns, side-mounted flamethrower, and ram. But figured, you know, you got the little bit of a meta here with the, you know, live, laugh, die, respawn, you know, kind of deal with the game. And the top here, I wanted it to look like it was made out of like stretched skin. And you know, got some more decals and stuff back here. This one's actually pretty heavily decaled. You know, so again, Beverly, it's not so bad being dead. You know, if you're Beverly, it's not so bad being dead. But yeah, I like this vehicle, how it turned out. And I'm planning on doing some like Ghost Rider dudes to go with it. And I got a whole bunch of these Union and Confederate soldiers. that I'm planning on doing something with. Um, I'm out of 1/72 scale skulls, so I can't do the comic book Ghost Rider. So I'm thinking more along the lines of I might do more of a traditional pale green figures and Gaslands these guys up some more. Do some cybernetic parts on the horses and stuff for ghosts. But that's for the future. I don't know when I'll get to that or not. But then we've got an Idris vehicle here. This is Blackout, and he's a performance car with 3D printed rockets. They're scaled down 40K. The Valkyrie missile pods. So I got some NASCAR decals, some Gundam decals. That's not technically meant to be on a Gundam. It's still part of the decal sheet, so I've been using them. We got another nail art piece. And so you got these big turbochargers on the side underneath the rockets. And and dualies. Because I love dualies. Aesthetically for Wasteland, I think they look great. It's probably not practical. In fact, I'm pretty dang sure this would not be practical in any sort of way, but I do like this vehicle. So, yeah, that's Blackout. And that's the Idris vehicle. And this here is my little teammate to my car of the month. This is, again, a scaled down 40K piece that I reworked. I green stuffed him a backpack because his back didn't form very well when I printed it. And rather than throw it out, it's like, I can sculpt. So, he's got a little bit of a lumpy backpack there. But, so it's a sniper rifle, which sniper rifles aren't really a thing in the game. I'm running it as a shotgun. So, he's got that, and he's basically there to try and win the race while the heavy truck blows things off the track. And then I got another. This is another very simple build I did. This shows that you don't really need to be a master craftsman to get into Gaslands. This is just a wheel swap off a regular Hot Wheels, and then I slapped an Implements of Carnage dropper on the back and repainted it. Still got the nail art decals there, and you got the red eyes in there. This is basically a Beverly Ghost dragster, and it's an idea that I've been toying around with, where Beverly gets audience votes by passing through other vehicles and then bringing that vehicle back to your main vehicle to either heal it or get your audience votes. I think that this could work basically as a slashing attack where you jet engine through a group of cars, pick up soul tokens, and the only upgrade on it is the dropper and roll cage. So when it wipes out, it's not going to take damage for wiping out. Drop to gear 1. I can point it in the direction of where my other vehicle is and then send it flying back that way. So very simple build. Very easy to do. If you're looking to get into this game, don't be intimidated by what you see other people doing, because it's, everything's fine. And this is a little team. This is a little slime buggy team. This is the Nash vehicle, and So I'm calling this Chucky because he's a good boy. Again, I found the nail art decals. They had like this little Chucky. Let's see if I can't get a good. It's like it's not quite Chucky, but it's you know. So instead of good guy doll, I just put it. I'm a good boy on there. This side-mounted flamethrower, side-mounted ram, rusted up Nash with these big drill wheels. You know. So, and then this one, I don't really have a name for him yet, but got a girl with a helmet and submachine gun, bazooka, side rams, front ram, and you know, Slime's all about taking the lightweight vehicles and just knocking into people. And so you also got the guy here with the Molotovs. And this one, made the little platform here out of just plain old paper. And again, more the nail art decals. I was really trying that out to see how that works. It worked out, on some it works out really good. If the paint's a little too dark, it doesn't really like to show up. Like you can see the lovesick decal really doesn't really show up, but that, you know, smiling, smirking guy does. And then you got the Gundam decals in the front here. Just, you know, makes it look a little more industrial, scavenged. And then there's one last Beverly I wanted to show, and that's this ambulance. If you've ever seen my October car of the month, it's an ambulance, Beverly ambulance, for the zombie theme. And I really like that vehicle, but the problem with it is putting it on the table. I got a bunch of these little zombies underneath the wheels and hanging off of it and everything. And it's like handling glass, as far as trying not to break it while I'm, you know, trying to play a game with it. So this is more of a game piece ambulance for Beverly. It's the same build as my car of the month build. It's armor, side ram, except I think that one has a machine gun. But this one is armor, side ram, front ram. Very simple build, very, you know, easy to do build. So, yeah, nothing too special about that one, but I don't have a name for it either, but, you know, we're getting there. I'll come up with something later, as far as that goes. But then now, these are my other two more slime vehicles. I really like these, how these turned out. These turned out, I'm really happy with these two. These are my slime tankers. You got the Thunder tank, and you got this Mercury, so you got a 63 Thunderbird with heavy machine guns, tank tracks, front ram. Again, one of the great things about slime is rams don't take up your slots, so it's a legal build to have the ram. Everyone else, you know, if they take tank tracks, you know, they couldn't have the guns and the ram and the tanks. You know, it'd be the tank tracks, and then one other upgrade. So slime, that's one thing slime does really well, is not having to worry about build slots when you have an idea. You can go a little crazy. But 3D printed this lady here, with the kind of the classic dress, and you got a 40K thing. I was trying to find some Eagle or Thunderbird things, but that was really the closest I could find to that I had left in my box. My temporary tattoos, this dark blue doesn't play well with them, so yeah. But I like how this one turned out. This is definitely one of my favorite ones. I hope to get it on the table soon, because it's It's quintessential slime, and I love the way it came out. And then this one here, this one's also tank tracked, but it's subtle because you can see here, I really chopped this one up to try and fit the tank tracks inside the body of the car. And got a kind of a big tank engine in it, and you got the ram, the machine guns. And see, that's the other thing is, like, with Gaslands, no two builds are the same, yet, both this vehicle and the Thunder Tank have tank tracks, heavy machine gun, ram. But, this is totally different vehicle. And then this one, the temporary tattoos worked out beautiful. I love how that turned out. The Cobra looks so good on this Mercury. So I'm really happy with how this one turned out. That one is that's close to something I would enter in car of the month, because I'm really happy with how that one turned out. And we've got this thing, which has been an absolute nightmare to work with. And this is my slime party wagon. And it's green and blue. I was trying to make it look like the Seattle Seahawks kind of colors, but it's not quite right, but it's close enough. And you got the chainsaw rams, and you got the wall of amps. So this is you got the rusted chain, and bits of graffiti, and then you got this humongous party sign welded to it, which is basically just a cupcake topper. And I 3D printed this space dude. It's kind of a making slime the anarchic kind of look. You got this one guy dressed in space wear. You got another dude dressed as a cowboy in here. He's the lighting's terrible. So, you just kind of see. He's even got a mustache. And then you got over here, you got this guy who's dressed like a gladiator. And that's the other thing. This thing's top heavy. It falls over a lot. It was a mess because I had to basically paint everything in stages to try and get it all fit together. But zoom back out here so you can still see the table, but you can kind of get the idea. So I've been calling it the party chicken, or party hawk. And it depends on whether you like a certain team or not. I mean, I'm a Panthers fan, but I wanted to do something different, so I kind of liked how this one turned out. You can see the tailgate here. Everything's chained together, so it looks like it'll hold together. But so yeah, and I did do one little other tiny thing. How was this little thing here? It's just a piece of scatter terrain, but it's like what happens when a Porsche meets a tree stump. And probably the only tree stump in the entire wasteland, desert and everything. This guy probably rammed into it. And you can see here I was playing more with the temporary tattoos, just seeing what works with what colors. Because I'm going to be painting pink a lot, because August car of the month is Barbie and Oppenheimer. So that is going to be the base for my entry for that competition. I'm going to try to use almost all 3D 3D printed parts to build it. I might do like a few trash pieces on it, but like the core of it is going to be all 3D printed. And you don't have to do 3D printed. In fact, one of the challenges I'm going to be looking at is 3D printed has all these, even the best 3D printers are going to have these little bits of line. And you can see here, I screwed up the rear bumper on this. You know, it's, again, I'm going to have to find a way to, hopefully the paint will smooth it out when I get to that point. But that's going to be a challenge. I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to do something different. You can see here I've been kind of sanding on it a little bit here to see how that would work. But you got to be careful with it, so you don't want to sand the details off. But I still got tons of the hail and terrain stuff. You can see here, so all that's, you know, still cool. So yeah, if you like what I'm doing, like, share, and subscribe. And I've got to pick up a whole lot of armor plates now off of the floor, and hope none of them went down the air vent. So take care, be safe, and goodbye.